morning, my faithful Lord YouTube subscribers. Today is Tuesday, February 25th. The year is 2020. And some people have been asking me to do a video, repeatedly asking about some woman who was killed for supposedly outing two guys. I don't know. Something took place on Facebook. Some woman in Indiana was shot and killed, supposedly for outing two men or something. See, I don't really do stories like that because, I'll tell you why. I tried to find the news reports to substantiate what people were saying. I couldn't find them. I did see where a woman was shot and killed in Indiana. I did see a Facebook post that she supposedly had made before. I still was able to verify this was the same two women, one that was killed and one who made this report. I don't really get into gossip. And what I mean by that is the internet has a way of taking stuff that's not factual and making it true. So I tend to stick to stories when I use the news. As you all know, many times you watch my videos, you see I'll front load an actual news report because I want you to see it because it's on the news and it is a real story, and then I proceed to talk about it. But when it comes to stuff that's just on the internet, stuff that people just grab and run with, a lot of stuff I've seen on the internet is so false, so fake, it's so fictitious. I've had people tell lies about me on the internet. So I don't go after these. And then these websites that promote these lies, it's kind of like, what is this? It's all just clickbait to get people to look at them and read these fictitious stories and fake news, for lack of other words to use. So I don't really report this story. Now, in the event that these men who supposedly killed this woman, who she supposedly outed on the internet, if this is true, then they will be arrested and charged. Then I will talk about the case about the two men who were arrested and charged for killing this woman because she outed them. Now we have a news story. But until that happens, there ain't nothing for me to discuss because it's just gossip and lies and who knows what. And so I really don't get into that. I know a lot of you all don't know what's real and what ain't on the internet, but you can pretty much find out what's real and what isn't by looking at the source, the news source. Everything ain't fake news like Donald Trump seems to think. There is some real news out here from real live news organizations who have standards and who tell good stories. So moving on from that, I want to discuss this housing market because I have a lot of friends who are out frantically looking for homes because they seem to think that this may be the only opportunity they have to buy a house before the housing prices continue to escalate and they can't afford a house. That is the biggest lie being told by real estate agents on planet Earth. Do not buy a home under the assumption that you won't be able to afford it. But let me explain something to you. I've been buying and renovating and building houses since I was in my early 20s. I'm 50 now. Home prices go up and down repeatedly over the years, a cycle. Right now, home prices are at the high end of the cycle nationwide. They might even go higher. But eventually, they're going to come down drastically. Then you buy a home. You buy a home when you can afford it. A home that's affordable for you. Not a home that you can barely afford. Not a home that you really don't want. Not a home where you having to struggle to make the payments. No, you don't buy a house then. You continue to rent your cheap little apartment. Kind of like where we at now. Rent your little cheap place. And then there's nothing wrong with renting. And let me tell y'all something about Niggerville. Historically, in black neighborhoods, home values do not appreciate, they depreciate. Black people tend to lose value in their homes unless that area is going through gentrification. So, the vast majority of my friends are looking at homes in black neighborhoods. I'm thinking, don't y'all know what you're buying a depreciating asset in black neighborhoods. It's unfortunate. I don't make these rules, but this has been going on for decades. Home values don't really appreciate in black neighborhoods. They go down. And when we have economic downturns, which we might be headed into shortly, it's a matter of time, they're really going to collapse. So, think wisely. Don't be fooled by these real estate agents into buying something that you cannot afford. Do not be fooled by these real estate agents into locking yourself into a home in an area that you really don't like just to say you got a house. That's the worst mistake ever. And do not buy a house so far out that the commute gas, maintenance of your vehicle getting back from that home that you brought out in the suburbs and back into the city to work doesn't make sense, because that's a bill that you're going to have to pay for gas, maintenance of your vehicle, wear and tear tires, driving back and forth, and your valuable time sitting in the car. Some people I know who live in places like Alpharetta and Dunwoody and places like that, who drive into the city, have an hour commute. That's a long damn time. I couldn't imagine it. Sitting behind a car where I would never. I'd take a tent on the side of my job first. Why, Walter, where you live at? That tent right outside that door. Had my cup of coffee coming up that tent. Good morning, y'all. Run walking in that tent, walking into the office building. Yeah, I slept well. I just got up a few minutes ago. I would not be spending my life sitting in traffic, but that's just me. I own homes. And there's a lot of pressure from society. You to prove to people. Let me say this correctly. There's a lot of pressure from society about a couple things: owning a home and having children. Two of the most biggest expenses that you really don't fucking need. I don't want to own no more homes. I don't have no children unless the homes are reasonably priced and them children come for free. That ain't gonna happen with them children, so I ain't worried about that. Oh, I guess children do come for free. Vast majority of folks getting them for free for all over the damn place. Having children about the hospital yeah, I guess for some people children are free, but they ain't free to take care of them motherfuckers. But no, I don't really at this point can't see myself purchasing a home in this market. Have I looked? I've looked. This shit is outrageous. Oh no, I'm not paying this for this, and I know where I want to live at unless I'm getting a deal. And I've been to areas like the Bluff, West End, Vine City, Bankhead Highway, or Donald Lee Howe. All these prices are overpriced. It's like the investors to purchase this stuff and the shit is sky high. So why would I pay overpriced? I'm not doing that. Not when I know a change is coming. I'll wait patiently. And those of you who are buying homes at this time, if you can afford it, buy it. But be prepared to sit in that house for quite some time to come if the market does go south, and it will eventually go south. It's inevitable. What goes up must come down. And right now, many markets are close to overheating, are getting close to overheating. We just have to see what happens, particularly in the housing market. The housing market is always going to be up and down. It's been like that historically for decades, even before I was born. So just keep a close eye on those housing prices. And don't rush into something just because a real estate agent is telling you, force you to buy something that you really don't want. There are these townhomes in Atlanta range from the upper 300s to $1 million. I wouldn't buy one. I can't take all the stairs, and there's a huge amount of townhomes being built. And there's another issue with the housing market. A lot of these investors are buying these brand new construction homes and putting them on Airbnb. So you have a lot of investors buying new construction. They push the price up. It makes it seem that there's a demand for this stuff. When you go on Airbnb, you see all these places listed. It's like, okay, who bought this stuff? All of it listed for nightly rental on Airbnb. And the builders know this and don't care. So you move into a brand new townhome community of 40 homes from the 500s, and 25 of them homes listed on Airbnb. And if the market does tank, and it will, the investors who bought them homes, who were counting on that Airbnb money, and that's dry up. Guess what? Them houses are going to end up in foreclosure, and your property values will plummet because nobody's going to buy that stuff for what they paid for it. Be careful. If you're going to buy a home, do not buy in a subdivision or a housing development like that. If you want new construction, you can find what's called infill housing all over the city. Houses built on lots, but they tore down a house. You can find stuff like that. So you don't have to be caught up in these subdivisions and townhome communities when this shit goes south. Try to find, if possible, find a house that's been built on a lot in an established neighborhood. If you can find something affordable under those terms. But I wouldn't dare buy into one of these townhouse communities and all these new communities. No, never. Not right now. Too many investors buying this stuff. And just be careful. You know, I got a lot of friends out here looking and calling me, and I'm like, well, let me tell you something. You know, that much, why haven't you bought nothing? I'm not buying this expensive ass shit. It's too damn high. I'm not going to scuffle with this shit when the shit goes south. I owe $1,000,000, but it's worth $250. Been down that path before. I can write a book about that shit. I already know where this is going. Now, when home prices drop, I'm going to be right out there frantically looking for everybody. Where the deals? You know, like when you go to Macy's, you're looking for good damn deals. There will be some good deals in the housing market. You better trust and believe. And all these apartments they built will be converted to condos, and they're going to give them away for free. This is too much housing being built here in Atlanta that nobody can afford. So I'm like trying to figure this out. What's going on here? And people frantically, I have to have a house, have to have a house, have to have a house. No, you have an apartment. Pay your rent. Your rent is cheap. Stay there and save your damn money. I talked to somebody who can barely pay a $1,500. They could barely struggling to pay $1,500 in rent. But for some reason, I don't know how this is possible. They're looking at a house with a $2,500 mortgage payment. So I said, well, how are you going to pay this $2,500 mortgage payment? Well, I was going to do this and that, and the agent said I could do this, and I could do this, and I can rent this out. I'm thinking, you're going to base your home purchase $2,500 a month? I don't even know how to even structure this deal to even prove he can afford this. I guess he can. I don't know. I guess maybe he stops all that traveling and stuff. If he cuts some stuff out, maybe he could afford the $2,500 a month. But why would you change your lifestyle just to have a house that ain't worth it, y'all? I'm telling you, owning a home ain't cracked up with it. So me and Earl have owned many houses. And you see, we'll be looking at houses and keep right on when people email me that stuff, I'm looking flying. Child delete and looking at that shit. I remember this one real estate agent I've known for years. I was like, I get this good deal. I said, okay, where is it? He gave me the address. I got to the house before he got over there. I looked at that raggedy house. Sad part, it was a brand new construction. They had fucked the house up. I said, okay, I'm going to have to change all this shit on this damn house. Everything. I'm going to have to go ahead and spend another $300 renovating a brand new house. Been down that path before. I'm like, no, I'm not doing this, but it's worth X, Y, Z, and it's on the belt line. I said, I'm not touching this raggedy house. It's not new. It's raggedy. It's new. I said, they put the siding on wrong. Now, you know you fucked up. When the sidings are on, the siding's been installed wrong. The windows are installed wrong. The roof, everything was done wrong on this house. That's why I was sitting there. I'm thinking it was a brand new house. So I said, okay, they screwed this house up. And he's like, well, these are first-time investors. It's their first house. Yeah, even my first house didn't look off that bad. He said, he just want to get rid of it. I said, they're going to probably have to burn this motherfucker down and get rid of this one because there ain't nobody about to come in here and replace the siding, windows, and all this and then pay what they asking. Well, make an offer. I said, they don't want to look at my offer. I'm off because I just better have the ground underneath the house. Then it was in the hood. It was in the hood. No garage and no driveway. I said, why didn't they at least build a driveway to get to the back of this house? Well, you can do that after you buy the house. I said, okay, y'all asking. This is not making sense. There was room, plenty of room to build a driveway. So they ran out of money. I said, I bet they did run out of money after they went in here and screwed this damn house up. So you can find fucked up ass deals like that, but who would want it? For what they were asking? It's right next to the belt line. I'm like, yeah, I see the belt line. That's about the only thing positive about it was that path running by that house. That was it, nothing else. And then the house was tall. I'm like, whew. Then it didn't even have a garage. I'm like, how? What? No. You can build a garage. There's a lot of shit over here, but I ain't doing it. Y'all better wake up and realize what's going on out here in this housing market. And the housing market, again, is just substantially overpriced. I don't care where you look. I have one of my nieces, she's got her act together. She's looking at homes in Conyers. She said the home prices she was looking at were under 200, 170, 180, 170s to 190s. These were not new homes. These were homes that needed a little bit of work. She sent me some pictures. None of them houses needed new kitchens. They need work. And I'm thinking, why would you buy this mess? So I said, in Conyers. I said, okay, this is a lot of money for this damn house. And this girl can barely, no. This is a no-no. Anyway, my niece was buying this house out there, looking at houses in Conyers and for her and her fiance. I'm like, y'all ain't even married, y'all look for a house. That could be a catastrophe. Anyway, prices were too high. So I said, how much a new house is going for? She said, about $300,000. We looked at those too. I said, $300,000. Now the devil is a liar. In Conyers, I don't think so. Ain't no way. And Conyers has turned into straight Niggerville. Them niggas then flock into that area and destroy those neighborhoods out there. Conyers, keep that mess. You don't want to move into no area that you know depreciating in value because them niggas then came in there and destroyed everything in there like locusts. Nope, wouldn't be doing that. But that's just me. I'm more of a city slicker. I like to be in town. And I can understand her not wanting to bring her children into town because these inner city schools are horrible unless you're in a white neighborhood. So she's in a bad position. I've repeatedly told Karma, my niece, to leave Georgia and find her someplace else to go so she can raise her children in affordable housing, affordable jobs, affordable something that she can, because this ain't happening for her in Georgia. A lot of black folks are not making it here. It is a struggle for a lot of folks. I keep saying this over and over. There are other cities where you can have a good quality of life, raise your children, all the riffraff that's running around Atlanta. Atlanta is not a good place to raise children. But who am I? I ain't got no damn kids. Fuck shit. Running around having none either. I'm about to raise no children in the Atlanta metropolitan area. Hell no. I know what's out there. Bad-ass schools, bad-ass kids, bad every damn thing. So, anyway, this video gonna be short because I gotta get dressed and get out of here. It's rainy, another wet, rainy day in Georgia. And there was something else I wanted to say, but I can't even remember. But keep this in mind. I'm not against buying homes in black neighborhoods. We have been led to believe that purchasing a home is a major investment. I'd rather see more black people take their money, put it in a savings account, and invest it in the stock market later on when that drops too, than in these houses. Because these houses ain't what y'all think it is. Especially in neighborhoods, our type of neighborhoods. You know, they just don't appreciate. They depreciate out of it. It's been like that for years. I know there are many, many reasons why. Crime is one of them. And so buy a home that you can afford. Not buy it because you like it and you can afford it and you plan on being in it for years. You can pay it off in a 15-year mortgage. 10 to 15 years, not 30. If you can afford to buy that house and swing that mortgage payment and you can afford a 10 to 15 year, I think most mortgages are 15 years, 15 to 30. But if you can pay that house off in 10 to 15 years, you might be better off. Especially if you're 40, I'm 50. I ain't about to buy no house in no 30-year mortgage. The devil is a lie. No, I'd be 80 paying for that shit. No, that ain't gonna work. So you have to find something that's affordable. And if you can be just patient, y'all can just hold on, just be patient. You will get the house of your dreams for an affordable price and can pay it off in 15 years. Just sit on the sidelines and keep watching and saving your coins. Even if that means moving into a situation like this, we use cheap rent, temporarily until things get better. And it will get better. But don't rush into a home that you cannot afford, that you cannot pay off in 15 years, that you're struggling to pay for, and you got to get roommates and do Airbnb and do all this stuff to pay for that damn house. You're going to be in trouble. That's just my thoughts. But anyway, who am I? Just a fool sitting here on the internet, like everybody else with opinions. Do what you want to do. Do what makes you happy. If buying one of these overpriced townhouses that range in price from $400 to $1 million make you happy on one of the busiest streets in Atlanta, go do it. I could care less. That's just my thoughts. But anyway, today is Tuesday, February 25th, year is 2020. I think I did. I hope I did. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did at the beginning of the video. I hope I didn't say 2019. I mean, well, just 2020. So anyway, I'm out of here and enjoy the rest of your Tuesday.